Find the blue butterfly inside this video and comment its location. What if the Ice Age never ended?
You open your eyes to a terrifying nightmare where the green earth you once knew has vanished completely under deep ice. A freezing gale hits your face as you realize the stable, warm climate of human civilization never actually arrived.
A solitary black crow greets you, guiding your gaze toward a brutal, majestic world locked in an eternal winter. Glaciers have trapped the world's water, draining the oceans and exposing a massive, walkable land bridge connecting continents together. You are walking across what should be the seafloor, tracking ancient migratory paths across an altered global map.
In hyper-brutal environments, your brain's amygdala triggers intense survival instincts, forcing human tribes to form ultra-tight cooperative bonds.
Looking down into the valley, you see that the prehistoric giants of the Ice Age never went extinct. Deadly predators rule this savage kingdom, forcing your small nomadic tribe to stay hyper-vigilant during every single hunt. The planet is not just freezing, it is a hyper-arid desert where howling dust storms constantly bury the plains. With the Amazon and Congo rainforests collapsed into tiny fragments, the entire equator has turned into dry savanna. Without warm summers or predictable rain, you can never plant crops, trapping your entire species in the Stone Age. Your life is a perpetual journey, forever following the massive seasonal migrations of megafauna just to survive another day. Industrial revolutions, soaring skyscrapers, and modern empires are completely impossible dreams in this unforgiving, frozen world of survival.
When constant extreme cold depletes your brain's dopamine, decision-making shatter, forcing humans to rely purely on hardwired survival habits.
The global human population numbers only a few million, heavily crowded along the rich, marine-rich coastal zones of the equator. Instead of metallurgy or digital coding, your technology is focused entirely on advanced leatherworking and creating perfect thermal clothing. This endless grassland provides a rich, highly productive biome that sustains millions of herbivores despite the freezing global temperatures. Every animal you encounter has evolved heavy, specialized coats and flat, grinding teeth to survive the tough, frozen vegetation. You realize that human intelligence is being tested to its absolute limit, pushed by a planet that offers zero mercy. The black crow returns, soaring through the shadows as a grim omen of the deepening, brutal trials ahead of you. Fuel is a precious treasure. You must hunt for rare, frozen wood, or rely heavily on burning animal fat. Severe environmental stress triggers massive surges of oxytocin, cementing fierce protective instincts that ensure the absolute survival of the tribe. Rivers and lakes shrink dramatically across the continents, leaving behind vast, empty basins covered in blinding white salt crusts. Your people become master geologists, trading prized obsidian and flint across thousands of miles of walkable, dryland bridges. Meeting another human tribe is incredibly rare. It represents either a vital trading opportunity or a desperate, bloody conflict. The narrow equatorial coastlines become crowded sanctuaries, where marine life provides the steady calories that the frozen land denies. You migrate constantly, learning to read the subtle signs of the stars to navigate through these vast, featureless landscapes. You share the dark caves with monstrous predators, fighting brutal, silent wars for the only warm shelter available. This is a static world, where massive forces of nature are frozen solid, locking the planet in place. Every single resource requires an immense struggle, shaping a human race that is incredibly resilient, tough, and patient.
As generations pass in this frozen void, a deep, unyielding psychological calm begins to reshape your entire tribal culture.
Radical apathy acts as an evolutionary shield. By shutting down intense emotional desires, minds endure endless isolation without breaking. Your oral histories do not speak of progress or building empires. They preserve the unchanging laws of winter survival. Change becomes a terrifying threat, and the human mind adapts to worship the rigid stability of the frozen earth. You live at the slow, deliberate pace of the massive glaciers, measuring your life by migrations rather than years. Every meal is an intricate ritual of resource management, turning animal fat and bone marrow into vital, life-saving heat. The lack of dense forests creates open, endless fields of vision, where hunters and massive beasts see each other coming from miles away. Childhood is remarkably short. Survival requires young minds to quickly master the complex, dangerous tracking arts of the steppe. The sheer scale of the landscape humbles humanity, leaving your species as small, quiet observers of a massive frozen planet. The fragile equilibrium of your world shatters as a sudden, violent drop in global temperature pushes your tribe south. The vast grazing fields are freezing over completely, forcing millions of massive beasts and human hunters into a desperate race. As habitable territories shrink rapidly near the equator, your tribe collides directly with aggressive rival clans competing for resources. Evolutionary science proves that extreme environmental pressure and intense territorial conflict serve as the primary drivers for human mental innovation. Warfare and coordinated hunting merge into a single, highly advanced discipline, reshaping the social hierarchy of your nomadic tribe. Under the crushing threat of absolute extinction, your people begin inventing deadlier weapons and highly sophisticated trapping strategies overnight. The brutal winter forces a fierce, unforgetting selection process, where only the most cooperative and cunning societies can survive. Your tribe secures the valuable hunting grounds, ensuring that your bloodline lives to face the next freezing dawn ahead. The sudden, violent climate shift recedes slowly, leaving behind a profoundly changed human race that has conquered the storm. You realize that while the planet remains completely frozen, the human spirit has grown infinitely warmer, sharper, and tougher.
Driven by the brutal lessons of the great storms, your tribe abandons migration.
By clustering around rare geothermal volcanic fissures, humanity establishes its very first permanent strongholds against the eternal, biting cold. A specialized class of astronomers and keepers of memory emerges, meticulously recording the precise movements of the Arctic stars. Random, individual foraging transforms into highly organized, military-style harvesting expeditions that sweep across the vast mammoth steppe daily. Digging deep into exposed glacial valleys, your people discover rich iron ore veins, leaping directly into cold forge metallurgy. Your volcanic sanctuary becomes a bustling global trading hub, drawing isolated human pockets from thousands of miles away together. You witness the birth of a complex, highly stratified society that relies entirely on rigid order to survive. This is a unique civilization built on the absolute defiance of nature, a fortress of life in a dead world.
Megafauna are no longer just prey. You have domesticated the giants of the ice, turning mammoths into living engines.
Historical sociology shows that when civilizations concentrate around static, hyper-localized energy sources,
your volcanic city has grown into a beacon of absolute defiance, an enduring monument to human resilience against the cold.
You realize that human knowledge is no longer fragile or fleeting. It is carved deeply into stone and bone forever.
Instead of conquering distant oceans, your science dives deep into the frozen core of the Earth, seeking hidden ancient secrets. Without coal or oil, your industrial age is born from volcanic fire and geothermal steam, creating a unique steampunk world.
Heavy iron machines now trek across the deep permafrost, expanding the borders of your empire through the blinding snow.
The green pastures of the old world are completely forgotten. This stark, frozen beauty is the only home humanity knows. Your species has not merely survived the ultimate climate apocalypse. You have broken its icy grip and mastered its rules. You look back at the long, grueling path of your ancestors, realizing that the eternal winter was your greatest architect. If a warm, fertile paradise had saved us from this struggle, would humanity have ever discovered its true, infinite strength?
The crow flies into the dawn,